He had honey and
I have a hack.
Uh-oh, who's that? That's Jenny. Hey, Jenny.
Pineapple juice and water.
Okay, you are a singer, huh?
I am a singer. Yeah, pineapple juice and water. 6 ounces of pineapple juice to 18 ounces of water. And then you also can do warm water, honey, and cayenne pepper and gargle with that. Then you have to get
Right.
kind of down into the vocal area, like down in there and let it sit. And what it'll do is it'll get the inflammation of the vocal folds down and also heal as well.
Okay.
So that's something you can do. So anywhere, there's my 2 cents for you.
Thanks, Jenny.
You're welcome.
Okay. I know. I appreciate that. All right. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. I've got, we are going to get you into the Agent Kickstart program. We're going to be able to do that today. And I've been in it all weekend and I am loving it. I got to look around earlier, you know, before we decided to pull the trigger and subscribe to this service and this training. And I liked what I saw, but I actually got to start going through it and I spent some time in it this weekend and I really like it. And so I'm learning things. I'm learning, like, because everybody kind of approaches real estate. We come to it. Some of us, we've got another job. Some of us, we are able to do this full time. Some of us are in coaching. Some of us are not. Like, we all are on our own pace. We're all on our own path. And what I notice is that I've got some missing gaps and some holes that I can fill, even in my own stuff. So I'm picking up some stuff here too. And I'm all for getting better. I'm all for learning. I'm all for, like I said, closing the gaps that I see. Even if you think, oh, that's just a gap, I'm okay with that. Or, you know, it's kind of see like, okay, how do I do this better? How do I get better? And then if I get better, I'm going to get better results. And so super, super excited about this. I'm not going to go through all her slides. How many of you were here for Tina? You were here, you were here, you were here. Okay, we were all here. So we've seen these slides. She was really good. Like, even if she says the same things we've already heard, it was in a different way and it was refreshing and it was encouraging. And Tina's been doing this for 24 years. And it's cool to hear from, you know, another veteran who has been doing this and she knows what works. And she's been a productivity coach. She's been a team leader. She's been all the things. And so we're gonna, you know, the thing that I want you guys to start with is we tell you you have to have a database, and you do, because your database is your business. It's really the only thing we have. And so if your database is poorly constructed, if we built a database that has a lot of holes or gaps, then what we actually own is not in its best condition. And we really do have to think that you have to believe that your database is worth something. And that someday, if you do this right, you'll be able to hand that off to somebody when you're done with real estate and you're ready to sunset your career and hand that off to somebody, that it's going to be worth something and it's going to pay you. You have to think that and believe that. And so come on in, Lucy, we just started. And so we have to get in our minds like, okay, my database is my business. It is the only thing I own. You're in business as real estate, but it's not like we have an inventory. We don't have a storefront. We have a database. That's all we have. And so let's take our database super serious, maybe more so than we ever have. And let's figure out how to organize it and structure it so that our database / our business will pay us the way we want it to. Now, however big or however small, we need that thing to be healthy. So that's the framework that we need to think about with our database. And I know when you're just beginning, or if you're in the first parts of your first couple years of your career, you may think, oh, my database, nobody's going to want my database. Nobody's going to want this. But you know what? If you do it right, they will. And what will happen, Mary Beth, the way that works is when you have a database that is healthy and it's full of information. So it's got people in there. It's got contact information for those people. It's got addresses, phone numbers, birthdays. It's got all the things. It is going to be worth, somebody can take your database. Now that you can either, there's several ways you can do it. They could pay you for it, or, you know, you hand it off and they start working your database, and whenever they find business, they pay you referrals on it. Like there's different ways to do it. But the thing is, we need to be thinking, I can build a database worth selling someday. These are people that will buy and sell houses with me or with someone else. And if I can do this right, I'm going to get paid on that. So we need to actually fall in love with our database. And I mean, it is a necessity, but if we really think about it, take time. That's what I did over the weekend. I'm like, you know what? We all know it. We need to start with our database. Yes. But really, that's the heart and the heartbeat of our business. Ronnie's been talking about it. We've been talking about it, the top 40 challenge, all that stuff. It's about getting in our database. Yes, because that is the business. And if we, like I said, if we do this right and work it right, it will pay us right. So, let's see. I'm not going to go through all her stuff. She did a lot of this. Okay. So your database, and let me show you. I'm going to bounce back and forth. I'm going to get into, and we're going to show you how, let's do this. Let me go here. Nope, here. Nope. This one, no, it's this one. Okay, let's get you guys logged in. Let's at least do that. So you're going to go to, oh, isn't that? You're going to go to agentkickstart.com. So everybody do that. Alex, you're already in there, I saw. You've already done it. Very good. So you're going to go to agentkickstart.com, click sign up now. We're going to do the full program. And it says the full program is like $899. But with our coupon code, you get to do it for free. Let me know if you need help. I want to make sure we're. Yep, put your email address. W. Yep.
Oh, so weird. That's all we could find.
Yeah. And then go to PayPal checkout. And then we're gonna give it a coupon code.
Do we go?
Oh,
ahead
hold on. I don't remember.
do we have to create it?
No. No.
Did everybody else do it?
Did you create a new account? Yeah, there you go. You didn't have to go into PayPal, right? Okay, so we must have done something. No, don't do it. Go back a page. What if you go back a page? And then you're going to do the first one.
Oh,
Were you trying to sign up for
I
Spanish?
guess.
There,
Alex, why didn't you
that's
tell
when
me?
you do the coupon code. And then
Oh.
that's when you do that,
That's too funny.
it zeroes out the balance. Well, you're gonna be like, Brandy charged me $899 and it's all in Spanish. Yeah, but you can put in the coupon code, right? And then it will zero it out. There you go. Now it changes it. You're welcome.
Oh,
Yes. No, you don't have to.
But oh, man,
Oh, I was there. Oh,
how did you go?
Oh,
that's good.
That's good.
That's good.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
just told him, man.
these are in somebody.
You went against some,
Against 30-year-olds.
yeah, old man strength, yeah. And, yeah, it was interesting. First guy was his
Would you mind calling
teammate,
him?
so we
We
kind
just
of,
heard
you
him
know,
through the
each
TV.
other.
Mm.
He armbarred and submit him. Second guy was,
You're creating an account.
sorry.
As long as it says $0, then you can complete your purchase. Email, yep. Yes. Okay. Oh, and I just logged myself out. Oh. Okay. When you come in here, it'll say library. Okay,
The password is what? You just create your own.
you create your own password. Something you'll remember, because I won't have access to that. There you go.
I will know.
Oh, good luck there, Lucy. Some crazy code.
12,000 letters.
And then it drops you off here into the library when you get in. You at the library, everybody at the library, you're working on it? Mary Beth is getting there. Is it there? Okay, yeah, I gotta scroll down a little bit.
Okay, no worries.
Okay, so now we're gonna scroll down to, yeah, save it if you save it. It's a good idea. Yep. Okay. Oh, well, you're fine. You can stay right there. Okay, so when you're here at my products, you're gonna click on, you can scroll down and access now. And then it puts you in here, schedule the time. So this is how you're gonna come in and access the program. The videos are under 10 minutes long. And so she has 5 different modules. So there's database, there's buyers, there's lead generation, there's sellers, and there is, I forget the 5th one. I didn't bring them. Yes, I did. I didn't. I'll go grab it off my desk. There's 5. Thank you. Thank you. There you go. There we go. And so you look at module 1 on database, you're going to watch these videos on your own time. So, but this is, and you can see I've already worked through the first 3. So it puts a little check mark next to the module. I would love it if you guys can work through module 1 this week. Take the week. You can do it in one day. You can do one lesson a day. But here is the thing, when you watch, and let me give you a copy of this because I actually have a workbook for module 1. You can follow along with when you're watching the module sessions. I'll show you where I got this, which you can have access to. There's a workbook for every module. I just printed module 1. You can print all the modules yourself, and I'll show you where that is. You're welcome. Okay. So when you're in the program, it looks different up here. All right, go all the way down. When you scroll all the way down, there's a place for downloads. Downloads for all the modules. When you click that, scroll down and they're all here on the side. Now, I'll tell you, did you find downloads? If they're in, no? Okay. Keep scrolling all the way down. Oh, okay, maybe go arrow back 1 page. So I think you clicked on module 1, maybe? You need to get back to like the. That's interesting. Weird.
Maybe the modules?
No,
Downloads.
downloads, yeah.
Modules.
So when you see, maybe click it again. Okay, you're in. Scroll down. So when you look at them, if they are if they have like a little red thing, that is a PDF, and you cannot edit a PDF. All you can do is download it and print it. So just know that if these are yellow, the seller consultation and the buyer consultation, those are in kind of yellowy orange. That's a PowerPoint presentation. She gave you her seller presentation and her buyer presentation, and they're in PowerPoint form. And if you have PowerPoint on your computer, you can edit that and make it your own. If it's green, it's an Excel spreadsheet. So the cool thing is she's already designed the spreadsheet. You download it, you can work on that Excel spreadsheet. If it's in blue, there's some blue ones here. That's a Word document. And again, you can download that and work in it. So she made this, like, I think these downloads are so valuable that there's so much there. That's one of the things I loved about this program. And so check that out and go through that. So when she's teaching you about different things, you're going to be able to go to the downloads and actually see it. Like for instance, I'm bopping around, but I'm going to go back to module 1. And module 1, she talks about welcome to your database, how to build your database. And she goes into giving you ideas on where to find people to build your database with. And one of the things she tells you about is, and I can't remember what she calls it, but basically think through everybody that you know. And she gives you a list. It's actually like, I think it's 5 pages. Ooh, and I didn't print enough for all of us because I didn't know if you'd want paper copies or do you want to do her digital copy? You get to choose. And it's a way to jog your brain to think about who's my accountant, who's my airline person, my alarm person, my animal vet, my who do I know that owns apartments? Like it just jogs your memory to think about more people. So that's in the downloads. Then there's another place in module 1, building your database. She talks about going through your vendors, your preferred vendors, and working your preferred vendors. So when you refer somebody out to a painter, you've already talked to that painter and you've developed that relationship with the painter to say, hey, sometimes I have people that need a painter. I would like to be able to refer you. Would that be okay? And of course, they're going to say yes. Cool. Well, can I just get some information from you? What's your name, your address, your phone number? Give me your birthday, like some things like that. You can ask for all the things. The more information you get, the stronger that lead or that contact is going to be. Put your painter in your database. Your painter lives in a house. He or she is going to need to buy or sell that house at some point. So it's a two-way thing. It's a win-win to say, hey, I'm going to send you business. I would like for you to refer me out. Of course, I would love it if you used me for real estate, but you're in people's homes all the time. And so you meet people that I don't know and you're helping them get their house ready to sell or whatever, refer them to me. Let's make this a win-win between us. And so if you work that relationship, so the cool thing is she gives you a list of air duct cleaning, appliance repair, blinds and curtains, your brick person, your cabinet person, carpet person, carpentry, cleaner, chimney, like she made the list. You just got to fill in the blanks. So that's in the download. So that's kind of how the download section works. And here's the other thing, guys. You don't have to go in order here. You don't have to start at module 1. I mean, that's where I would like to start because it's our database. And we just went over why that database is so important. But here's the deal. Let's say you get a call today. Somebody wants to do a buyer consultation with you on Wednesday. What I would do, I would jump to module 2. Even if I'm not done with module 1, I'm jumping to module 2 and I'm going to start watching these videos. Or if you get an appointment with a seller, jump to that module and get down there to module 4 and start watching that. You don't have to go in order. And the cool thing about it is I would like for us to get through all of the modules, and I'm committed to get through all of them myself. Even though I've been doing this for a little bit, I've been coaching for a little bit, there's gold in here that I'm gonna go find and things that I need. So the cool thing is she's updated it since the NAR settlement. So it's been updated. Like I said, she even gives you, let's go peek at her buyer and seller consultation. That's back in downloads, which is down here. I haven't opened that yet. I don't know what that looks like, but I want to see it. Okay. Seller consultation. She did this July of 2024. And I may not, let's see how it opens. Okay, I can't open it here because I don't have PowerPoint on this computer. But we'll figure that out. If you don't have PowerPoint, I think you can convert it over to Google Slides. I think we'll figure that out. So if you run into technical issues like that, we can find a workaround or something, figure something out. So it's actually pretty simple. Like I said, there's 5 modules. I believe it's designed to take you a month to get through this. I think if I remember right, and again, like I said, everybody's going to be at their own pace. You can go through it how you want. But I think for us, I would like for us to go through module 1 this week and start with the database. You can obviously do more than that, but I would like for us to do at least that, at least module 1. All right. And she'll tell you, she'll answer all these questions. Why is your database important? Who goes in your database? How do we build this thing out? She's going to talk about a CRM. And I always forget if it's customer relationship manager or client relationship. I can't remember. It's customer or client. It means the same thing. Relationship manager. We have a CRM. What is that called? command. So she does make mention of that. She tried to keep KW out of this, even though she's definitely a KW agent. She tried to create this coaching program that she can honestly sell to anybody in any brokerage. And so she does make mention, she says, if you are with KW, your CRM is called Command. But some agents and some brokerages don't even offer a CRM for their agents. And so if that's the case, she gives you an Excel spreadsheet. And she said for her first 5 years in real estate, that was her database, was an Excel spreadsheet. You can do it that way, but it's a lot harder. And so, am I a little loud? Oh, okay. I was like, I don't think I'm loud with this voice. Gotcha. I can't hear it. Maybe, all right, cool. Thank you. I do. It's almost back. It's like, ugh, come on. Every day I wake up, I'm like, is it back today? Not quite. But anyway, so CRM, so we do have Command, and Command is provided for us. It's what we pay for. That's $72.50 a month we pay. It covers Command and all the other things. And so use that. Like she said, there are other CRMs out there you can subscribe to. Don't even worry about it. Like, let's watch our pennies. Command is fine. Command is great. It works just fine. And so let's learn how to plug things in there. And like I said, the more information we can get it, the better. And I do like what she said, because I've heard different schools of thought. Some people say it's not even worth putting in there if you don't have enough information. She said, put it in there, even if you don't have their phone number, their address, their email. Use it as a placeholder to say, I want to work with this person. I don't know anything. I'm just Facebook friends with them. I don't know how to reach them except through Facebook. Put them in there and then message them through Facebook. Find some reason to reach out and say, hey, I just realized I don't have a good phone number for you. Or, what's a good phone number? They usually will give it to you. You can ask, and this is where, and just some full transparency, sometimes I get a little weirded out asking people for that. I'm going to go, why does she want it? But she said, just ask them for it. They'll give it to you. You just say, hey, I don't have an address or a phone number for you, or an address or email. Usually I do have phone numbers and not their home address, or maybe not even an email. And so just ask them, hey, I noticed I don't have a good mailing address or an email. What are they? People will give it to you. So that's where I'm going to work. That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm learning to shore some things up and fill in some gaps and just start asking. Just ask for it. Like if somebody asked you, somebody in your world texted you or Facebook messaged you and say, hey, I don't have your phone number or your email. Okay, here it is. You won't really, and now if you don't know each other, that would be weird. But if you do know each other, okay, I don't know why you want it, but here you go. This stuff is really public anyway, for the most part. But, okay. So, work through module 1. Does everybody know how to get in and where to go?
You just go to kickstart.com, right?
Kickstart.com. Okay. Let me actually show you.
You bookmark it and-
Oh, thank you. Agent Kickstart.com. And it takes you here, and you're going to go to course login.
Oh, okay.
It's course login. And then this is where you plug in. Well, I'm already logged in, but you'd put in your username and password, and then it comes here to your product, and you just click access now. And you're back in. And it always is going to say schedule the time. Just scroll down to where you left off. You can see your check marks and see where you left off. So I would just say, don't buzz through the videos just to buzz through the videos. Make sure you have time to do the homework. So maybe you just do one video at a time. And when she says, work on your vendors, or maybe you need to print the vendor database and start filling in what you have. You're not going to have everything. I don't have everything. So again, it shows me where I have gaps and where I have, you know what? If I don't have a carpet person for carpet cleaning, carpet stretching, carpet installation, like those could be 3 different people. But if I don't have that person, then that gives me an opportunity to go find that person. And so I'm gonna call, I may ask around, like, who's your favorite carpet person? Who's your favorite carpet person? And then I can call that person and say, hey, I was asking around my office, your name came up. I'd like to introduce myself and, you know, just start building that friendship. I need a carpet person. I was going through my preferred vendor list. I don't have a carpet person and I would love to plug you in there. Would you mind? Of course, they're gonna say, of course not. Oh, absolutely. And then it gives you, you know, then you can, well, sure, great. I just need, what's your name? What's your address? What's your email? Oh, and your phone number. You just grabbed everything. Put them in your database. They're now a contact in your database. Yes, they're a carpet person, but yes, they're also in your database that you can start marketing yourself to. Put them on your smart plans. Put them, you know, put them in your list, right? So the vendor list is a great way to see, even if you have gaps, okay, it gives you an opportunity to go on a hunt and fill them in. That makes you a better agent. So when you're at your next listing appointment, they need the carpet stretched. Oh, I've got a person for that. I'd love to refer them to you.
I feel bad about little post-it notes and napkins and just a pile of,
Okay,
kind of nice to have it.
this is nice. And you can either do it on paper or you do her digital copy of this list. And again, it has like the vendors over here in the category. You put in the name, the address, the email, and the phone number. And you put all that in here. You can, and then you need to somehow get this over into command. So you're gonna listen to her and she's gonna tell you there, without getting too, I don't wanna melt anybody's brain today. It's too early for that. But there is a way that some people can, anybody can, fill out a spreadsheet in Excel, in Google Sheets, whatever. And if you do it just right, you can upload that into command and it will populate all those contacts for you. That would be a Caesar thing. And because I have a Caesar, I don't need to learn that. So he would be happy to explain that if you choose to do it that way. If it were me, because I don't know how to do that, I would choose not to do it that way. I would just take all these people and input them one at a time as add a contact. That's what I'm saying. You have to have the right format.
Do the 66 day or whatever.
There you go.
There's one that comes out.
So if you did that, again, I have a Caesar. Or he might, maybe could do a class if that's something we're interested in. So that is something we can look into down the road if we want to. However you do it, if you do it on paper or if you do it digitally, it doesn't matter, just do it. You get to decide how you organize it. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to her. Okay, going back here, I'm just gonna, because I like some of her stuff and she actually didn't get to all of it. And so when you have your database, then you have to start thinking about the reason we do databases are so we can work the database. Just because we plugged them in and now they live in our database doesn't mean anything if we don't ever contact them, right? So here's, I liked her stats that she had here. Our best chance at converting people into clients is face-to-face, getting in front of them. That's why I love doing open houses, because I can get in front of somebody face-to-face. If I just get a cold lead from somewhere, maybe I have a listing and somebody wants to know about it. They drove by, they saw my sign. You know, I can only do so much on the phone, but I would want to get in front of them. I would try to set a meeting. I would try to say, hey, is there another, you know, this one's under contract, but I've got another one over here. Let's go. You know, there's a whole thing to how you get there, but I would try to get in front of them face to face because you have a 40 to 50% conversion rate for serious prospects if you can get in person. And in-person requests are 34 more times more likely to be successful than an email. We can fire off emails until our fingers bleed. And I will tell you where that comes from. One time when I was newer and business got slow, don't you know, I got a call from somebody trying to sell me online leads. And I thought, that's what I need. I need online leads. I need to buy leads. And so I entered this 6-month contract to buy leads, and it was a whole thing, but I didn't know enough to ask enough questions. And what they sent me, and I was only paying $20 a lead in Lee Summit, which is pretty good. I'm like, that's pretty cheap, $20 a lead. And if it turned out to be like a bogus lead or a Mickey Mouse, or because sometimes people will do that, I could return it and it would, it wouldn't count, and they would give me 20 leads a month. Okay, cool. Well, what happened was that what I didn't know is that they only sent me emails. So I got names and I got emails, and that was it. So, and I don't want to go down this bunny trail, but if you're going to do online leads and pay for leads and do it at a high level, you got to have a phone number, because you got to be able to call them. You've got to be able to get them on the phone. I didn't have that. And so all I could do, it was pop off an email. And it was my dumb fault. I learned to ask more questions and read the fine print. And so now there were I did end up selling out of that 6 months. I did have 3 sales that actually turned into 4 and 5, because one of these did more business with me later. But so it turned out to be okay. And I was, there for a minute, I literally said, this is so dumb. I could email until my fingers bleed. And if these people never reply, I won't have any way to get in touch with them. So face-to-face is the best. Phone calls are next, when you can hear each other, because you can hear voice inflection. You can hear somebody's personality. You can hear if they're friendly or if they're not. If it's an email, email's like third on the list, because you can't tell somebody's tone or inflection or anything like that. Now I'm an emoji girl, so I'm going to throw in some funny faces and some smileys and, that's kind of thing, but it still isn't, email's a 5 to 15% conversion rate. And if you can personalize it, even better, use their name, use their, like when I'm sending out, like even these, if I meet somebody in an open house and I'm putting them on an MLS search, I try to think very carefully, what am I going to call that title? I'm going to try to use their name and try to use the area that they're looking at, or use something specific to them. So I might say, hey, Donna, check out these houses in Lee Summit for sale, or something like that. And so I'm trying to be very thoughtful of, do everything I can, because face-to-face is number 1, phone calls are number 2, emails are number 3 as far as conversion rates. So we need to remember that. Just remember that. If we can get in front of people, we'll do better. Now this, I kind of like too, how she organized her people. I'd heard of organizing people as A, B's, and C's, but I never thought about it as in the way she did. I like to hear how everybody organizes their database. And so that's something that we'll need to do later. Don't worry about that. Let's worry about getting people in the database first, and then we can classify them later. And you may not have, if you haven't done a lot of business, you may not have all of this ready to go yet. Have people that are sending you 2 or more referrals a year. Maybe that's never happened yet, but you can classify your VIPs of people that would send them to you. We'll figure that out later. A healthy database is fed, and it's always growing, and it's always being top graded. So what are some ways that you can grow your database? You've got to meet people. The only way, so what happens is we sit down and we go through our phone, we go through our Facebook, we go through everybody in our world, and we put them into command. Cool. But then we have to find ways to make that thing grow. So there comes a point when you have to get out there and meet new people that you've never met before. And these are ideas of ways that she gives us to do that. So you always have to be thinking about feeding your database, feed it. And they say our job is to feed it every day. We want to be adding somebody new to the database every day. If we're going to do this at a high level, that's what we need to do, because there's always going to be people falling out of our world. Maybe they move away, and that doesn't mean they're totally gone, but they've just now gone down to like a D status because they live in Colorado now. And maybe they still know some people here, maybe they don't. And if they don't, it's up to you. You might take them out of your database at some point. So that's why there are people kind of moving down the list, but we hope to, as people move down, we hope people are also moving up. And so do your open houses, go door knocking, talk to people when you go to the kids or grandkids sporting events or dance recitals. Talk to people. Maybe you accidentally left your name tag on from work that day. Oops. And then I've done that. Sometimes I've gotten myself dressed like not before this job, of course, because I'm here every day, but when I would be at home and I might be working the phones in my pajamas all day long, but I have to go to the school for a parent teacher conference, or I have to go to a basketball game or something. I'm gonna go get dressed and I'm gonna put on my name tag and I'm going to that thing, you know, with the idea in mind that I wanna provoke conversations. I wanna meet people. And when you do meet them, find something that they need. Find something. They may just ask, how's the market? Well, why are they asking? Why are they asking? Is it because they have a house? Are they kicking around buying or selling? Are their kids kicking around buying or selling? Just ask more questions. Well, it all depends, you know, and Gary Keller's answer is when somebody asks you, how's the market? He always says, hey, it's always a great time. It's always the right time to buy the right property. That's his, like, you know, standard answer. You know, I wouldn't go into this whole in-depth thing because you don't know why they're asking. So you might just like see, if you see them like with big eyes and their mouth hanging open, you've said too much. You've just scared them. They might want to live in a different house. Sometimes people want to know what their house value is. Maybe they've been in their house for 10 years and they know what they bought it for and they don't know what it's worth. Like, you just never know. You're right. They might want to live in a different house. I personally would love to live in a different county right now. I live in Jackson County. I would love to be out of Jackson County. You do? Me too. So anyway, there's just different ways to add. There's endless ways to find people. Like she says here, add your vendors, leverage your vendors, ask your vendors to give you people. Hopefully your vendors are, again, full disclosure, I have not, because I find I'm doing business my way, the way I like to do business that matches my personality. And I need to grow in asking vendors for referrals. I send them referrals. They'll take my referrals all day long, but I need them to send me some too. And so I've heard an agent, and that's one of his things he does. He's like, he calls all his vendors at the beginning of the year. Actually, he calls them in November. And he says, hey, I'm looking at my vendor list, my preferred vendor list for next year. I noticed you've been on my list for the last couple of years. I've sent you this many clients, and I've noticed you haven't sent me any. So I would like to ask, how many referrals can I expect from you this year? And see what they say. And he just asked for it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And if they say, oh, wow, well, okay. If they push back or flounder on you, maybe they're not the right vendor for you. Hey, no problem. I'll just go find someone who will. Okay. It's got to be a win-win. And so finding the courage to do that and finding the confidence to do that. And I can do it. You can do it. We should do it. Keep tallies. Know where your business comes from. So when you do get an individual, let's say someone calls you up, hey, Lucy, I got your name from Bob the painter. He was over at my house and we were thinking about selling and he told me I should call you. Okay, so go into command, take this person's information because they're now a new lead in your world, and put a little note, referred by Bob the painter. Then you send Bob the painter a little handwritten note or something. Thank you for sending me the Jones family. It looks like we might be listing their house later this year. Thank you. And then, you know, and keep tallies, like you're saying, keep notes, because you will forget. And maybe when your business is a little small, you might remember, but as things go on and you're looking at your database in 4 years and go, who are the Jones family? Where did I know them from? And you look through your notes, oh yeah, Bob the painter, you know. So that's our database. Okay, this way. You do have to, by the way, you do have to block the time, make the time. It's worth it. It's worth it to go through and build this thing right. And if you have a database already that has gaps, it's never too late to go in and fill in the gaps. Okay. So then when you start calling people, because that's the other thing. Now I'm kind of jumping to the lead generation part, but that's the whole reason we're doing this. And I loved her scripts. And so this is the holiday script. He goes, ooh, let me take that out and I'll resend you this. I said, no, leave it in there. I want it. I want this. So, you know, I do this at the end of the year or the beginning of the year. And it does talk about, hey, I've got some, I've got some big goals for 2025. What are your goals? Do you have any? Do you have any plans, any big trips? Ask them about theirs, and then they ask you about yours. Well, I'm glad you asked. I actually want to help 30 people buy and sell a house this year. I got big goals. I'm gonna do it. So I'm reaching out. Like, I would love to know, who do you know that I can reach out to help me reach my goals? Okay, you're gonna have to get over yourself when you feel like that's sleazy or salesy or anything. It's not. There's another script. This one is planning your year. Now, I haven't done this one yet because I don't have a vacation scheduled yet. But it's that one. This script is more for people that are talking about, like, we'll list with you sometime this year. I don't know when, or maybe later in the summer, late summer or whatever. Then you call them up to kind of see where they're at and go, hey, I'm planning a vacation. Just want to make sure that I don't miss when you're ready to go on the market. Do you guys have a timeline in mind? So there's a script for that. And again, hopefully we all understand scripts are important. They are so important. And and we have to get over ourselves in thinking that they don't sound natural or they're sleazy or salesy. Here's the vendor list. Hi, this is Brandy with Keller Williams. How are you? I'm calling today because I'm updating my vendor list. This is what we talked about. I want to see if you had anyone work on your home in the last year that you would recommend for my list. Okay. You know what? I still need that carpet stretcher person. I'm still gonna look them up, like, hey, have you ever had a carpet stretch? Like, I'm looking for a carpet, and ask your people. Or who have you liked? Oh, you found out that Bob the concrete guy was really great. Okay, what was his name? I'd love to reach out and add him to my list. So it just gives you another reason to call. If someone called you and asked you that, would you mind? So especially if it's somebody you know. Hey, Lucy, has anybody worked on your house this year? I'm looking to add a few great vendors. Did you like them? Is there some you didn't like? And Lucy's not going to go, why are you asking me? Get off the phone, Brandy. You're not going to think that. You're going to help me. Yeah. So, yeah. And then would you like for me to get you an updated copy to my vendor list once I get it updated? They would love that. Then they now have a vendor list that they can use. And when their neighbor is out doing the yard work and they need a landscaper, they're going to go pull from your list or go, hey, get with Brandy. She's got a whole list she can get with you. It's cool. It's coming from contribution. You're not coming to get, you're coming to give. And hopefully we do it every reciprocal. But this is the one I really like right now. Do the yearly review. I'm calling because I wanted to connect with you and see if you'd be interested in a yearly real estate review, so they could know where you're at value-wise on your house, and if I can answer any real estate related questions you might have. Would you be interested in that? Am I saying, okay, was there anything I can help with in 2025? Are there any real estate questions I can answer for you? Is there anything about your real estate goals that I should know? Again, don't overthink that. That's a helpful script. It's like I said, if like she said, if your accountant called you and said, hey, are there any accounting questions I can answer for you? I'm just calling through my list and doing a yearly review. Anything I can help you with? You're not going to go, oh my gosh, you salesman.
But you also put it in your own words.
You do. Right. Absolutely. Exactly. And even if my mechanic, which he's never going to call me and ask me for a yearly review on my vehicles, but if he did, I might think, oh my gosh, who does that? Actually, I do have a rattle in the back end of the car. I don't know what that is. It just showed up last week. And he's going to go, you know what? Let's get that in here. Let me take a look at that. I'd be like, oh my gosh, how caring is he? How thoughtful is that? Or maybe I say, you know what? Everything is fine with my car. Thank you. That's really sweet of you to reach out. Thank you. And now I'm going to remember that. And next time I do have a problem or somebody else has a problem, you've got to go to Bob, my car guy. Everybody's named Bob. Bob the mechanic. So this is a great one. I'm doing this one right now. And you can call through people that are in your database, people that you have already helped buy and sell, or people just in your world. People in your world that I'm calling I've got my database, and then I've got this other list of people that I want to add to my database, and this is how I'm gonna do it. And so, I am a dual career agent now for the first time in my life. I'm a dual career agent. I've got this full-time job and I'm trying to build a real estate business on the side. And it's been a little more difficult for me than I expected it to be. But I woke up this morning with an idea that I am committed to call 5 people in my world every day. I can do that. I can call 5 as a dual career agent. Can you do a day? Yes, especially if you know what you're saying. Here's the deal. When you call and you introduce yourself, hey, this is Brandy, I'm with Keller Williams, or hey, this is Brandy from church, this is Brandy from wherever. Hey, I was just working today and I'm going through my phone book, or I'm going through my data, well, I don't say database, I'm going through my phone book, or I saw on Facebook, you popped into my mind, I wanted to give you a call because I'm doing my yearly review for all my clients, my friends, my family. I'm doing a yearly review. It's complimentary, then they feel like they're getting something. And then you ask them, do you have, ask them these questions in your own way, Laura, like you said, in your own way, and just say, that's what I'm doing. Is there anything I can help you with? They're going to be so grateful that you called. First of all, they love hearing from you. They really do. People like you. They want to hear from you. And if they can help you, they will want to help you. And you never know what's going to come out of it. So this is a great, if you don't know where to start here. Okay. What do I say to buyers regarding the market? You can, I don't know, when it comes to buying, this is changing. So you can, take a picture of that if you want. I probably won't go into that so much. It is a better time for our buyers than what we've seen in the last several years. But again, you don't have to get all in the weeds about it. You just have to be able to say a few things and then ask them more questions. So they ask you, and you feel like you have to regurgitate and recite all of this information. Recite enough that you can ask them questions and find out, well, why are you asking? Are you thinking about buying? No, but my kids are. They want to buy, or they'd be first time home buyers and just trying to see the interest rates are so high. Know a few things that you can talk about. But you don't have to be, I know newer agents get a little nervous talking about this.
Look at it probably before the single.
Yep.
Finally, last month he decided he wants to live in Raymond. Guess what? Almost every house is coming up in Raymond. 2 days is sold.
Yes.
And then he went to Delta. Same thing. And he's looking to Snake City, Peculiar.
Mm-hmm.
And like Alex, I should have listened to you.
Yeah. Well, hey, no problem. We can have a plan for this market. Because the best time to buy a house was last year. The next best time to buy a house, today. Because the interest rates, they're going to do what they're going to do, but the prices are going to continue to go up. So this is the cheapest the houses are going to be. So that's for buyers. And when you're talking with sellers, they're like, hey, this is the highest your house has ever been. Great time to sell. Conversation starters. I like to stop the scrolling. So when you're on Facebook and someone pops on your news feed, just give them a call. Just stop scrolling, get on the phone. I'm calling because I was scrolling Facebook and I saw your post and I thought, oh my goodness, I haven't heard Bob's voice in a long time and I wanted to call. How are you, Bob? You can do that and start the conversation. Market report follow-up. This is good for people that you're putting on those automated MLS searches. I know I've been sending you those market reports. Do you have a few minutes? I want to share a few things that I think you might find valuable and make sure you understand all the things that are happening in the market and impact your biggest asset. The apology, that's a good one for people we haven't talked to in a while. One thing I want to focus on this year is putting a little heart back into my business. So I wanted to call and check on the people that I know and love. And you're someone that I care about. So I wanted to call and say, I'm sorry for not reaching out sooner. I'm sorry. They're going to say, oh my gosh, don't worry about it. It's okay. We're all busy or whatever. And they'll let you off the hook real quick. Off-market properties. One thing I've been focused on is finding off-market properties. I'm curious if you would want in on this database. you don't have a database, don't offer it. Don't offer it, because everybody's gonna say yes. A lot of people will say yes. So there's always something to say. I never want you to feel stuck. I don't know what to say. Pick one. Pick one, and any of these would be fine. And again, get out of your own head that I'm calling to ask for something, because you know you are. You're trying to get their information. You're gonna put them in your database so you can hopefully do business with them. You know that, but they don't know that. Because here's the deal, guys. When these people go to buy and sell houses, they're gonna pick an agent. What if they get paired up with a crappy agent? What if they get paired up with an agent that's not gonna do a good job, that's not trained, not educated, doesn't do a good job? You can't leave that up to chance. You have to say, I care about this person, and you have to know that it's not just something we tell ourselves. I care about this person. I want to make sure they have a great experience when they're buying or selling. And the only way I can ensure that is for me to be their agent. And so you have to be at the right place at the right time for them. So this is why you want to stay top of mind. Yes, you get to sell real estate. Yes, you make money, but yes, you're providing a very valuable service to these people. You have to know that. You have to believe that. Because when you believe that, it will come through in what you're talking about. All right, here's something to consider. She didn't go through this, and I wanted to kind of mention it. And hopefully this year we will do some DISC training here. Has anybody heard of the DISC test? D-I-S-C. Okay. So there are different, forgive me, I don't know if they're personality styles. I don't know what the term is, but everybody's wired a little different. There is the D personality. That's a dominant personality. They're dominant, meaning you've met these people. They're kind of no nonsense, just cut to the chase. Give me the facts. I don't need all the, or give me, just get me to the bottom line. Where do I sign? How much am I going to make? Just, I don't have time for all the details. I got things to do. I got places to go. Shoot me straight. Let's go. That's a D personality. Think of me as your one-stop shop. This is what you say to them. No need to waste time looking for other answers. You can just call me. They're going to be like, thank God, because I don't have time for that. I'm going to call Laura and she's going to just shoot me straight. An I personality. And I forget what they all stand for. It's been a minute since I've been in the class. I know what I'm an I. Thank you. I'm a high I and a D. And so we'll find a way to take the test so we can find out what you are. But then you have to learn about these personality styles, because every person you sit in front of falls in one of these 4 categories, and you're going to have to know how to interact with them. Caesar is a high D personality, and he used to sell, he was in another industry, and he would have salesmen show up at his office. And he's a high D, and he's on the move. He's got things to do. He's here to accomplish things and get out the door. He's not here to make friends. He's not here to talk small talk. And he would have a salesman walk in his office and go, oh my gosh, is that your family? Oh, you've got 3 kids. Is that your, oh, you went on vacation. How was that? And he's sitting there going, why are you in my office? Get to the chase. What are you here for? That's what he's thinking. And so you can't approach a high D personality with all that small talk. Okay. So you have to know, and you'll know pretty quickly, like when somebody feels like they're ready for you to get in and get out, don't take it personally, just get in and get out. They'll respect you for it. So instead, Caesar would be like, yeah, man, that's my kids. Yeah, it was vacation. What do you need? How can I help you today? And it might sound rude, but that's just how they're wired. That's just how they're wired. And they need you to get in and they need you to get out. That's just how their brain works. Don't take it personal. And if you are a high D, that might be your mode of delivery. I'm here. Let's do this. Let's get in. Let's get out. Let's sign our papers on. Get your house on the market right now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Because I got to move on. I got other things going on. Well, if that high D personality, if you're high D and you're talking to a C, I know I just jumped, but C, think of me as your real estate Google. I've got all the market data. Those C personalities, now I know this isn't their word, but I always call them like a calculator. They want to know all the details. Tell me all the details, all the data, all the numbers, all the things, all the papers, all the sheets, all the comps, all the things, so I can make a calculated decision. And if a high D personality comes in and goes, okay, we can list your house for this, we'll sell it for this, we'll do this, we'll do that. And that C personality is going to go, whoa, you're moving too fast. You're making me uncomfortable. What are you hiding? What are you not talking about? What are you glossing over? And they're going to be really skeptical. But if you know you're talking to a C personality, hey, you know what? I brought all the things. Let's go over it. They're going to love you for it. So you have to know about you, which is why I want to do this training. You have to know how you are wired so that you can blend and adapt to whoever you're sitting in front of instead of expecting them to match you, you match them. The S personality, this person loves people, they love family, they love relationships. Think of me as your partner and your resource. You're never a bother. I want to be the person holding your hand in all things real estate. People will love you for that. Okay? Now those high Ds that want to be handheld, don't hold their hand. But so again, I love the DISC test. I use it all the time. It's become just, like I said, I've almost made my own understanding of it. The way I like the C doesn't mean calculator, but conscientious. There we go. Thank you. But in my head, I'm like, oh, they want to calculate everything and see all the numbers. So anyway, those are some one-liners that you can give to these personalities that is their language, and they're going to love you, and they're going to go, oh my gosh, yes, he or she is my person. Okay. If you aren't doing the activities that you need to do, you have a choice. You can stay in shame and pain, or you can take the pain and make the change. Okay. That means something to her, and I get it though. If you're not doing the activities you need to do, you do have a choice. The way I would say this, you have a choice. You can stay and keep doing what you're doing, or you can make a change and just fix it. Just fix it. That's all. It's that easy. If you're not doing the activities, start doing the activities. What's the time? Oh, we're almost done. Are we done? I think that's the last slide. Okay. So it is 11 almost. It's 10:58. Are there questions, thoughts, ahas, things you want to work on, things that made a little light bulb go off? Anyone?
That helps a lot because it's not you when you trying to sell the house for, you trying to sell the house for the other person.
That's
You need to
right.
know how they are.
Absolutely.
I feel like it's like that book of five languages of love.
Yeah, the 5 love languages.
So, like, what's your language, not my language.
That's right.
So same thing here, I might be a D, but I need to actually go C because Randy is a conscious person.
Yes.
Go through every-
I need to see all of it. Yeah, I need you to read every line of that contract to me, please.
Hate it.
Right.
Have a D, but the goal is to win your book.
That's right. Absolutely.
Well, and I think that's, remember you and I talked the other day,
Uh-huh.
I think that's what happened with my situation. So on a regular basis, I think I fall between like an S and an I.
Okay.
But when I have to get stuff done, I flip to a D.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of all over the place. Well, the lady I was talking about is definitely a C
C.
on a regular basis, timid and scared all the time.
Yep.
And I think me flipping to a D, when we had to
Get stuff done. Mm-hmm.
freaked her out.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. And so all it takes is one time, one experience to go, oh my gosh, okay, I got to change the way I do this. A lot of times they talk about mirror and matching. Mirror and matching. What that means is whenever you're sitting in front of somebody, watch how they're sitting. Are they cocked back in their chair? You know, they're leaned back, they're, you know, whatever they're doing. Okay, maybe you sit back a little bit. You don't have to sit back so far. If they're all up and they've got their hands on it, maybe you sit up at the desk. Match what they do. Mirror them. You know, don't make it so, you know, don't make it so obvious and obnoxious. Why are you copying me? Don't make it like that. But what they talk about, follow their lead. That's how you're going to win them over. You know, when I'm in open houses, you see all the personalities come through. And so I might greet somebody through the door. Hi, I'm Brandy with Keller Williams. How are you? Or no, I usually say, what's your name? I want to get their name. What's your name? Well, I'm Bob and this is Mary. Hi, Bob and Mary. Awesome. I always say, are you from the neighborhood or are you maybe looking to make a move into the neighborhood? And then usually they're like, we're neighbors. And if they're like real short and sweet, like they're like, leave me alone. I'll be like, awesome. I love it when neighbors show up. Please come on in. This is a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,100 square feet house. We've got it listed at $360. Take a look around and let me know if you have any questions. And then I let them go. But if they're more talkative, going, yeah, we saw this house, it went on the market. I told Bob, we have to get over there. We have to take a look at it. And you see them doing this, guess what I'm going to be doing? I'm doing this too. And so I'm mirroring matching them. If they're talkers, I'm a talker. If they're not, I'm not. And I get more strategic. Instead of going, what'd you think about that master bathroom? Isn't it big? You know, and having all this conversation, I'm gonna say, well, do you have any questions or anything I can do for you? Any, you know, and they'll go, nope. Yep. You know, and I still try, especially even with high D personalities, I just have to get a little more creative how I get their information. But, and a lot of times, so high D personalities won't take my sign-in sheet. They won't take it a lot of times. So what I end up doing is, as I get them to talk, I grab the sign-in sheet and a pen and I start writing. Okay, tell me, oh, you thought the bedrooms were a little too small? The deck was a little too high? I've had that happen. The deck was too tall. Okay. So I'm taking notes and I'm like, okay, well, what else are you looking for? You need something with a 3-car garage instead of 2. Okay. And I'm writing it down, acting like I'm helpful because I do want to know what they want. And say, you know what? I'm looking in the market every day. If I do find something that hits that, I'd love to send it to you. What's a good email address I could send it to you at? They'll give it to me. And then a lot of times they'll give you their first name, Bob. They won't give you their last name. So I might ask for it, or I can see that their address is Bob Jones 19 at Gmail. So I was like, oh, is Jones your last name? Okay, cool. You know, and get it, and I can get it one way or the other. And so you just have to know, and that's why I want to do this year, I want to do a DISC class. That is something we haven't done here. I don't know, since I've been here. So I definitely we do that. I think it's so important.
My thought on that is, I mean, at times I could say that's, you hear, be yourself,
Right.
you know, but if the idea is to make a connection with somebody, that is a powerful way to do it.
That's right.
You know, when I was in telemarketing, if I was just myself and giving my own script to
Yeah.
that, I would have a lot of hangups.
Yeah.
But if I matched them, if I was calling the East Coast, I was calling New York, they're speaking really fast. I'll speak really fast and, you know, more
Yes.
to the point to them. And or if I was speaking in the South, I would speak slower. And I just started getting sales.
Good.
Just by mirroring, like you were
Yes.
saying, because you're connecting with them.
Yep.
They hear you better. They're familiar with that.
It's true.
And, so
They feel
anyway,
a
I do think
connection,
this
and that's what it's about, is
is
finding a
really
connection.
powerful.
I agree. Okay, so we're all gonna do Agent Kickstart, at least module 1. Feel free to do more, but let's do at least module 1. And do we want to check back in and do this again next Monday, do you think? Would that be helpful to go into the next thing? We could kind of review, see what came up, because you're gonna be doing some homework. And now here's the deal. If you're not out helping people list and buy homes right now, I know we all have personal lives, we get it, but if we want to be successful in this, we're gonna have to block the time to do this. And if we're not actually out writing offers and negotiating contracts, then this is our job right now. Building that database, build the foundation. All right, guys, well, we'll wrap that up. I'm here for you. You know where to find me. You got my number. Let's do this and let's build this thing. Next Monday at 10. Yep, next Monday at 10. We'll do it again. We'll do something. All right. Well, thanks for coming, guys. Absolutely.